Ooh, it's very chilly out here this morning. I have to put together my potting bench. That's going over here now that my grandson moved the pots. Yeah, it's still too chilly to go outside. I'm looking forward to the warmer weather, but not hot. I'm not wishing for 90s or even mid 80s. Low 80s would be perfect. I'm gonna go make that cup of Ticino and enjoy it. You were good puppies and went outside to go potty. Good job. Good job. Can you give me a high five? Oh, thank you. How about you? Oh, you too? Okay, let's go in the kitchen and make coffee. What? You want another treat? All right. Let's have another one. Easy. Okay. Good job, puppies. I love you. Yep, it's chilly enough for socks this morning. Okay, let's go. No more treats. That's it. Come on, let's go. Come on, Wizzy. Sometimes I call her Wizzy because she whizzes a lot. Okay, time to make the coffee. Well, I got a fresh bag of Ticino, and it's snickerdoodle. I also love the raspberry mocha and the gingerbread, but they have lots of different flavors. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but if you have a hard time drinking coffee, I highly recommend Ticino. And it's got great ingredients. I sound like an infomercial, but really, I don't get anything for this. Let's see. Everything about it is good. Good ingredients. Let's see. Organic carob, organic barley, organic chicory, dates, almonds, organic cinnamon, natural flavors, and organic figs. Contains almonds and hazelnuts. So, and it's vegan for anybody that cares. 25 calories. And then, of course, whatever you add to it. But this runs around $14 on Amazon. That's where I get it. So, yeah, I highly recommend it. It's really good. And I just keep mine over here with the different flavors. So I'm going to make a cup and enjoy it because it's still chilly out. Too chilly to go out in the garden yet. So I'm going to sit and enjoy my Ticino. So I brew my Ticino in just a pour-over cup, and it's very tasty. And then I add some non-dairy creamer to it. I let this steep and drip for about 5 minutes, and then my brew is done. Yummy. You can drink it iced or hot. And I guess they have recipes online with it too. I haven't checked that out. All right. Join me for a cup of morning coffee. Good morning. There's a definite chill in the air this morning. It's only 48 degrees, but it's going to go up to 63. But that won't happen till about noonish. So I'm going to stay nice and warm in my house until then. And then I'm going to go plant my flowers in the front. And maybe one day this week I'll make my fake hanging baskets if I have the time, because there's things that are more pressing outside that I have to get done. So I have to do everything in 1 or 2 hour increments. It's a slow go, but it's getting there. So cheers. I'm going to enjoy my Ticino. So what I've been doing is I usually have a cup of coffee in the afternoon, and that seems to be working well. So far, knock on wood, my stomach has not been bothering me, but I've been taking the medication, the pantoprazole, and when I went to see the doctor, he recommended that I stay on it like forever, which I'm probably not going to do. So eventually, like within a month or so, I've been on it a couple months now, and I know it does help. But eventually I'll wean myself down, because with those proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, it's not a good idea to just stop, because then the reflux gets worse. So, and I sure don't want that hiatal hernia acting up again. That was brutal. So, but talk to your doctor. Don't take my word for it. Just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So always check with your doctor. And, you know, don't listen to a lot of people on YouTube. We do our best, but, you know, sometimes, you know, everybody's individual. So that is my disclaimer. Check with your doctor. So, yeah, I need to plant the flowers in my front. Finally got the water turned on out there. So that's good. I hope my sprayer works. I got this one at Aldi's, and I was very disappointed because it leaks out of all the, you know, nooks and crannies. So I got to take this back. But I've bought these at Aldi's before, and they were great because they've got like this, you know, one trigger thing. You don't have to hold it like a pistol grip thing. But this one has to go back, and if they have any more, I'll get another one. And I love all these hoses. They're real lightweight, so you're not dragging around a big heavy hose. So I picked up an extra one this year. I have one in the front and one in the back, and they're reasonably priced. They're like $9, something like that. So yeah, I really like those hoses. They work well. They're kind of the cloth ones that kind of shrink up once the water's turned off. But I've tried all kinds of hoses. The coiled ones, the regular hoses, those are a pain because they kink and they're hard to drag around. So, you know, if you're a gardener, I do recommend all these hoses. And if you hold on a second, I'll go get it and show it to you. Okay, so this is a hose. I'm not affiliated with this either, but I like to share when I find something I like. So it's the Garden Line Flexible Garden Hose, and it's soft. And they last pretty well. You know, now this winter I did not take them in. Usually I'll put them in the garage. I didn't do that this winter. And the one in the backyard still works fine, but it does cut back the life on the hoses if you don't take them in. So I wanted to share that with you. And like I said, these work well, but this one is just defunct. So that'll be going back. Oh, I need some more coffee. I'm going to call this coffee, just for the sake of calling it coffee. So I hope you're sharing a cup with me. So let me think, what else do I have to do in the garden? I still have to put down the mulch. I still have to pick up all the rubber stones, which I've had for years and years, and they've lasted super long. But I have to pick them all up, lay down some landscape material. I think I'll try some cardboard first and wet that, and then do the landscape cloth over that, just so I don't see cardboard in between the stones. But I want to redo that patio because the stones are kind of a few here, and then I have some as a border. I want to take all the border out and make it all one patio with the stones. I'm just glad they're not real stones and they're easy to move. So I want to do that project. And then where I took the rubber stones out, I'm going to put mulch. So that should work out well. But I'm going to get my grandson and a couple of his friends to come over for 2 or 3 hours and help me out with that. And then I still have some perennials that I actually want to plant into the ground because they're going to come back. And then I need to mulch that area because I made a little bit of a rose garden there, and I have a seating area there too. So those are my plans, and once I get that all taken care of, fingers crossed that I don't have to move anything around next year. I'll probably still have to do some mulching, but my goal is to next year only plant things, not in the ground, but in all the pots that I have. I only want to plant things. So hopefully that will materialize. So I'm going to go write my morning pages and relax a little bit, wait for it to warm up, and go outside and do a little more planting. And hopefully I get the front done. I'm going to put a few fake flowers into my window box. And last year I had sun patients in there, and something must have been slugs came and ate all the leaves off. So all I had was sticks. That's the first time that ever happened. So I'm just going to fool them this year, and I'm going to put some fake plants in there. So hopefully it looks good. All right, well, I'm going to go relax a little bit, and I'll be back later. I enabled river sound on my device. I don't want to say her name because then she wakes up. But it's got river sounds and birds. Very pleasant. I just came back in. I had to run outside, and I heard the mulchers were here, and they got almost everything done on the circle except for half of my neighbors and mine. I think they hate mine because I've got a lot planted in there. So anyway, I'm just having some yogurt. Great Value strawberry. I like the strawberry banana better, but they were out last time, so I'm eating this instead. And I put some baobab powder in there. I think I'm saying that right. And that is the fruit of the tree of life. It's supposed to have a lot of good health benefits. So who doesn't want good health benefits? So anyway, I had to run outside because I saw them at my neighbor's, and I wanted to feed my azaleas and rhododendron and my hydrangeas before they put the mulch down. And then I wanted to water real quick so it holds the water in. So I don't know where they went. They left. Maybe they took an early lunch, or they probably ran out of mulch. That's my guess. So I quickly ran out there and got all that done. And I have a ton of those sticky weeds. I forget what you call them. Clingers or something like that. Anyway, I have a ton of those. Well, thank goodness they're real easy to pull out. So I got all those pulled out. Cleavers, I think they call them. So, yeah, now I'm ready for a break. Not quite ready for lunch, so I'm having a brunch today. So anyway, back to the yogurt. I've been eating that every day to help with the stomach gut bacteria. And also it kind of coats the stomach a little bit, which is good. So I've been doing that to try and help myself out. You know, in today's society, our healthcare system keeps getting worse and worse. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I sure have. So you have to be your own advocate. I don't know what older people do. I guess they have relatives that take care of that. But you know, somebody that doesn't have anybody, they have to rely on the healthcare providers. But it's so hard to even get in to see a specialist. So, I don't know. I went and saw the GI doctor last week. And, you know, I'm looking for a new GI doctor because my old guy retired and I want to stay in one network now. He was in a different network. So I was looking for a new guy. I had to wait at least 2 months, 2.5 months for this guy. So in the meantime, a friend of mine that I used to work with called me, and she said she knew a guy that was a GI doctor, was a friend of hers, and he's more into the holistic medicine, you know, the diet and all that, which is really what I'm looking for. So I made an appointment with him for next month, and they would not let me see him because he's in the same network as the guy that I just saw. But I didn't want to wait another month and cancel the first appointment. Had I known that, I would have canceled the first appointment. But it's getting ridiculous. You can't even go switch around to doctors anymore to see who you're compatible with. And I think that's very important. So anyway, yeah, I mean, some people might not like what I'm going to say here, but everything fell apart with that Obamacare. And, you know, indigent people, they used to go to certain hospitals and they still got care. It wasn't like they were turned away. But now it's like, and then what they're doing now too is everything is a specialty place. Like they'll have a special place where they do ortho, and they'll have a special place where they do GI. You know, procedures I'm talking about, surgeries and all those kinds of procedures, which is a big inconvenience to most people. Because if you're anything like me, you'd like to stay in your own neck of the woods to get treatment. But that's all changed a lot too. It's more efficient for them, but it's very inconvenient for their customers. So anyway, that's my opinion of the healthcare system. Used to be wonderful, but it's going downhill fast. So if you can, be your own advocate, search online, watch videos, do whatever it is you need to do, and then make an informed decision about your own care. So, and another disclaimer here, that's what I do. You need to do whatever it is you need to do to stay healthy. So, all right, I'm going to finish my yogurt and then I'm going to go plant a few flowers and see if the landscapers show up again. If not, then I'll just water in the morning again if it doesn't rain. It's supposed to rain. So I'll just water real quick in the morning again if they don't show up again today. All right, I'll be back. Okay, before I go plant the flowers in the front, I want to move this pile of rubber, what do you want to call them? I don't know, rubber whatever. And I want to put some over there and take those stones up, but I'm not ready to do that yet, but I want to get this out of the middle of the walkway. So I'm just going to move that stuff over and clean this area up a little bit before I go out and plant my front flowers. That is gone now, and I just put them over here for now because I wanted to take those stones out of there, those rubber stones, and then I'm going to take those rubber stones out and I'm going to lay these around there and then put mulch around it. So I think that'll look good. And these stones will come out here too, and I'll put some of these here. I don't know how far I'll get, but I do not want to move these heavy blocks. So I'm going to work around those. And yeah, I know there's a lot of weeds. I don't want to know about the weeds, I know that. So I started to pile the rubber blocks over here. Because like I said, I do not want to move these big stones. So the patio here will stop here and go around here a little bit. And then I want to move this table and chair. I'm going to spray paint that because it's really starting to rust. I don't know how much longer that's going to be viable here in the yard, but I want to move that to over here. But I'm not doing that today. I'm just glad I got those rubber things moved. Looks a little better anyway. And then I have to get rid of all the weeds. And then over here, I'm going to plant these perennials. I have a black-eyed Susan, a Shasta daisy, a rudbeckia, a pink bachelor's button, and a blue one. But I'm trying to see because Bandit likes to munch on my flowers. So I think I'm going to have to get a little fence to put around here, just so the dogs don't trample everything. Anyway, that's my plan, and I'm not ready to mulch here yet anyway. Soon. First I gotta finish up the front. But it's getting there. I was gonna put fake flowers in here too, but I have all these begonias I need to use up. So even though some of my petunias are starting to come up, I'll try to avoid those, but there's weeds in there too that I have to pull out. So I'm going to go ahead and plant the begonias in here. They're easy plants to take care of. So I better get going because it looks like it's going to rain. There is a big buzzard sitting up in that tree. There's two of them. They've been flying around here. I don't know if I've got it or not. It's hard to tell. Yeah, there it is. Big, big birds. And they have the red head. Cool. Back to the planting. I'm so easily distracted. There's one there and one there. Yep, big huge buzzards. This is as far as I got today. It doesn't look like much, but there's a tomato in that one, so it'll fill that out. So that'll fill out nicely, and I've planted zinnias and marigolds in these before, and they're very, very cheerful. And the other side looks the same. So I got that much done. Here, I'm pretty sure these are petunias, but they're volunteers. So I made them in an order here, so it makes sense, but I'm pretty sure those are petunias. So those overwintered. I love volunteers. So let me show you over here. Oh, I had a hard time with the hose this morning, but I got it all done. I use this dog food bag to collect all my refuse. And then here, this is the sunflower that planted itself last year, and it still has seeds on it, so I'm going to cut those off. That was a volunteer too. So this is how this area looks. And I love these purple flowers. I love the way they are with the bright pink azaleas. So once this all fills in, it'll look nice. And my clematis is starting to bloom. I have two different ones in here, a purple and a two-tone pink. So that's growing nicely, and I planted those quite a few years ago. And it comes back every year. It must like that corner. So I finally got my hose set up, and this is the hose that I just showed you from Aldi's. So it's very, very lightweight. And then I didn't go crazy planting begonias in here because I do want to give the petunias a chance if they're going to grow. So we'll see. I can always add more plants if necessary. I was going to do my window box, but I'm done. I need to go put my feet up, make myself heat up some dinner. So all in all, a good day in the garden. Here is the last of tonight's leftover dinner. This was the macaroni and cheese. It was like a tomato basil macaroni and cheese from Aldi's. I think it was tomato mozzarella. And I added my zucchini and spinach and what else? I don't know, whatever greens I had. I added those to that a couple days ago. And then I'm having more of my greens with some thick cut cheddar, also from Aldi's, some cherry tomatoes, and finishing up the greens. So that is tonight's dinner. Okay, well, dinner was good, and I'm pooped. So I have to store up some more energy before I can do more. So I'm exhausted. All that bending over and lifting. I have a stool that I use, but even that you have to bend over, unless your planter's way up here. But I have a lot of things in pots. So anyway, I am done for the day, and I'm just going to relax for the rest of the evening. And that's all I have for you today, my friends. So I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.